Everyone, sorry, my computer is having a little bit of difficulty, but my name is Natalie Campos, and I am the president for the Multicultural Greek Council. Just waiting on Miranda. You're muted.
Hello.
So a little bit about the Multicultural Greek Council. As Zach has already reiterated, we all are very heavily centered on philanthropy. The Multicultural Greek Council has a huge place in my heart. I mean, as you know, I'm the president. Hi. A little bit about us is that we are an umbrella organization to 11 organizations now. We're about to expand, so that's really exciting. We are historically multicultural, so we're composed of Latino fraternities, Latin, Southeast Asian, and we're not just catered to one specific area because we're not just one gender. We are co-ed. Our membership in our council is not restricted to students of multicultural heritage, so we really see people of all race, all ethnicities, all genders. We are here to represent multicultural interests to the university, seeing as UNT is nearing a HSI. Well, we already reached HSI status as of last month, so we are here to promote the concept of self-governance among fraternities and sororities, which means that our organizations are usually run by us, the students. Our nationals are just there to assist us, but they want to facilitate self-governance, the unification of multicultural Greek councils, the multicultural Greek groups, as well as sponsoring large-scale community service projects and planning various activities through the year with other Greek umbrella organizations, such as CPC, NPHC, as well as IFC. Membership in an MGC organization is a lifelong commitment, as is every sisterhood and brotherhood that you may want to join. We do remain active as alum members, and we do participate in many events nationwide, such as going to conferences. For example, every February, there is the American Fraternal Leadership Coalition Conference in Indianapolis. And then specific organizations also have national conferences, which is really fun, and it's a really huge opportunity for growth and for leadership opportunities. We were founded with great significance placed on giving back to our community, our specific communities, and the members of UNC campus, we are no different. We participate in many service and fundraising events. For example, the Red Cross, breast cancer awareness, and St. Jude's are just a few of the philanthropies that some of our organizations may have. Are there any questions regarding the Multicultural Greek Council as of right now? No? Cool. Well, thank you. Do you have anything to add, Miranda?
No, you pretty much covered it all.
Cool. Well, that was all I had for now. If y'all stick a little later, we do have videos for each council. So thank you. Oh, the GPA requirements look like for MGC. For MGC, you must have a 2.5 GPA. There are certain sororities or fraternities that are academically centered that may require a higher GPA, which is a 2.75. For example, I believe Sigma Lambda Gamma and Lambda Theta Alpha are both very academically centered, so their GPA requirement is much higher. It's 2.75, unlike the 2.5 that other organizations may require. Any more questions? Oh, there is a question on how to join. For joining, MGC does have an MGC week at the second week of every school year, but because this year is a little weird, there might be some changes in that schedule. But each fall and every spring, we do hold a MGC week, and that week is composed of different events, so everyone can get to come know us. The biggest thing for MGC Week is probably Showcase. Showcase is really fun. It gives an opportunity for students to come and learn about every single organization. The fees for the Multicultural Greek Council, okay, so the fees actually depend on the organization. So I think the highest is around $200. We're not very expensive, but your first semester, depending on the organization, will be the most expensive. And after every semester, you just pay dues so you can remain active with the organization, as with every organization. A bit about each organization. So we actually have a video on each organization. I'm not sure where that's at, but for each org. So we have Delta Kappa Delta Sorority Incorporated. They are a Southeast Asian organization. Their philanthropy is child abuse awareness and prevention. And then we have Gamma Phi Omega International Sorority Incorporated. They are also academically centered, and their philanthropy is the American Diabetes Association. Delta Phi Omega Sorority Incorporated, they are a Denton colony, which is cool because it includes girls from both TWU and UNT to be able to join the sisterhood together. Their philanthropy is child education and literacy. Delta Epsilon Psi Fraternity Incorporated, they are also Southeast Asian. Their philanthropy is American Diabetes Association. Then we have Kappa Delta Chi Sorority Incorporated. Their philanthropy is the American Cancer Society. We have Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Sorority Incorporated. Their philanthropy is St. Jude's Research Hospital. Lambda Theta Phi Fraternity Incorporated is the American Heart Association. Omega Delta Phi Fraternity Incorporated is CASA, which gives back to children that are in not ideal situations. Phi Iota Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, their philanthropy is UNICEF. Sigma Lambda Beta International Fraternity, their philanthropy is Change for Change. And then Sigma Lambda Gamma Sorority Incorporated, their philanthropy is breast cancer awareness, and they also, like their chapter philanthropy is TRIO programs. Now let me see if I can share this with you guys real quick. Let me gain access. You can also access our full MGC page at, I believe it's UNT MGC on Instagram, and you can get a little glimpse on everyone as well. And let me share my screen so I could show you the video.
Hello, my name is Natalie Campos and I am the president of the Multicultural Greek Council. A bit about the council is that we are an umbrella organization composed of 11 sororities and fraternities. Our purpose is to represent multicultural interests by cultivating interests and relationships with other Greek umbrella organizations as well as with the UNT community. Now, let's get to know a little bit more about our organization. Hello, I'm Nicole Lane, a sister of Sigma Lambda Gamma National Sorority Incorporated. Our principles are academics, community service, cultural awareness, social action, and morals and ethics. Academics comes first always, and we focus very heavily on cultural inclusion. We are the best and the most diverse sorority of the Multicultural Greek Council, and we have a variety of sisters that all bring something new and different to our organization. If you want to learn more, please feel free to go to our Instagram and Twitter pages at UNT Gammas, or message your sister.
Hey, my name is David George, and I'm part of the Alpha Lambda colony of Delta Epsilon Psi here at UNT. Just a little bit about us. We are a South Asian fraternity on campus, and we are the largest South Asian fraternity in the nation. We are a service and social fraternity, meaning that we will host a lot of social events with a lot of organizations on campus, and as well as we do community service.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar strawberries on a summer evening. Baby, you're the angel. I want your belly and a summer feeling. Getting what's to you. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, 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 watermelon sugar high.
Hello there, Eagles. My name is Louis Benitez, and I'm the president of Omega Delta Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Omega Delta Phi is a service-based fraternity dedicated to the needs and concerns of our community. With that being said, we choose to dedicate our time to our philanthropy, board-appointed special advocates, which is dedicated to the needs of foster children in the dental community. With that being said, we raised $1,700, which we will be donating to our philanthropy over this summer. Beyond the service, Omega Delta Phi provides a lot of people, especially me, with a support system that I never had before. Whenever you go to a school with 38,000 students, you get lost in the sauce. With that being said, I always felt like Omega Delta Phi was very unique out here, and I hope that whenever y'all come by next fall, y'all can come and find that support system as well. If you're interested in us, come by next fall and get to know us a little better. Nice to see you, Eagles, and goodbye.
When you're low and your knees can't rise, you feel helpless and you look into the sky. Some people would say to accept defeat. Well, if this is fate, then we'll find a way to cheat. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. And if the answer isn't fair, you know you can call when you need somebody. You can't stop the tears from falling down. You can't stop the tears from falling down. When you wear it and the road is thought. And I'll guide you with the beating of my heart. And there's the cowboy, and the hell don't come. Well, then we'll find a way to guide your smoking gun. So, say a little prayer. And if the answer isn't fair, then call on me. When you need somebody.
Hello, students. My name is Jose Delgado, and I'm the Vice President of Lambda Theta Phi Land Fraternity Incorporated. We were founded on December 1st, 1975 at King University in Union, New Jersey. The Apatow chapter of Lambda Theta Phi was founded here at UNT on April 5th, 1998. Our 5 pillars are unity, respect, brotherhood, culture, and pride. We are involved on campus through several events such as Greek Week, Mean Green Fling, Homecoming Week, football tailgates, and many more. Our main focus as Lambdas is to graduate and keeping academics a priority. We are involved in the community through several organizations like the Discover College Life Project, CHCI, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute, and Eclide Silva Foundation for bone marrow transplants. If you would like to know more about us, follow us on our social medias. On Instagram at UNT_Lambdas, on Facebook, UNT Lambdas, and on Twitter at UNT Lambdas.
What's gonna be left of the world? It's all in it. What's gonna be left of the world? Oh, every minute and every hour, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you more. Every summer and each misfire, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you more. I miss you more, I miss you more, I miss you more, I miss you more.
Hello, my name is Angel, and I'm a proud brother of the Alpha Nu chapter of the Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. First and foremost, being a brother of this fraternity has not only helped me grow as an individual, a student, but most importantly, a professional. This is due to the fact that I am constantly surrounded by an amazing group of brothers that continue to test my abilities that I thought I had. Not only that, but we are provided with various resources such as the Annual Leadership Training Institute, national conventions, and the Undergraduate in a Fraternity Institute. We were established on December 26, 1931, and as of today have 82 chapters and colonies that have altogether raised $81,000 for both our philanthropies, UNICEF and the National Hispanic Institute. We strive and have continued working to motivate people, develop leaders, and create innovative ways to unite the Latino community. Our brotherhood is composed of university and professional men committed towards the empowerment of the Latin American community. We do this by providing social, cultural programs, and activities geared towards the appreciation, promotion, and preservation of Latin American culture. As a Latino fraternity whose roots stem back to the late 1800s, we cherish and live by the ideals set forth by our forefathers. In this manner, Phi Alpha fraternity distinguishes itself from other Greek letter organizations. Our organization prides itself in the ability to motivate people and develop leaders. We challenge ourselves by supporting and developing a strong network for the advancement of our people. To this end, each member swears loyalty not only to himself, but also to a greater cause, his people in Latin America. We Fiotas may not stroll, step, or salute, but we definitely do dance. For more information, feel free to message us on Instagram or Twitter at @NTFiotas. Thank you.
When you know and your knees can't rise, you feel helpless and you look into the sky. people would say to accept defeat. Well, if this is fate, then we'll find a way to cheat. Cause we'll say a little prayer. And if the answer isn't fair, you know you can call when you need somebody. You can't stop the tears from falling down.
Hello guys, my name is Abraham Alex Bautista. I am the president of Sigma Lambda Beta International Fraternity Incorporated here at UNT. First of all, welcome incoming freshmen as well as incoming transfer students. Welcome to the preview day. Unfortunately, this is the way we have to do it this time, but hopefully we can see each other face to face in person during the fall. A little bit of Sigma Lambda Beta at UNT. We were established in 2001 here at UNT, but the fraternity has been around for 34 years, established in 1986. We are coast to coast, meaning we do have chapters from New York to California, and also we even have chapters located in London as well as Puerto Rico. We are a fraternity that loves to interact with other brothers from other chapters. We do a lot of traveling, we do a lot of networking with them, and we always just love bonding with each other and getting to meet other brothers. A little bit more about the fraternity. We do have 4 pillars that we believe in, which are brotherhood, scholarship, community service, cultural awareness. The last principle is one that defines us from the other organizations. We try to do events based on them throughout the year at UNT. A little bit more about our chapter here at UNT is all our brothers have different majors. We are coming from marketing to finance, all the way to biochem and to digital media. We all have different aspects, but we usually always hang around and study together as well, either at one of our apartments, one of our houses, or either going to Willis or at the BOB. Brotherhood events, we do go camping, we do go hiking, we do all this extracurricular activities, everything that much everyone's down for. We try to make our bonds pretty strong by doing these such events. All right, so let's say you want to join and become a brother. So there is a $200 initiation fee. That fee you do not have to pay up front. We can do payment plans or anything to help you. Obviously, we all are college students. We have a lot of payments to do. So we'll try to do everything that we can to facilitate you and wanting to become a brother, because we believe that the money should not be the factor that determines if you want to join or not join. Also, if you do have any more questions, definitely follow us on Instagram at North Texas Betas. And you can also definitely find us on Twitter at North Texas Betas. You can see our pictures, what we do, all our pillars, what we involve in culture events, community service, brotherhood events, and everything else. If you do have a question that I didn't answer, which I'm pretty sure I did since this is very short and dense video, please feel free to message us on our Instagram. We'll definitely reply back to you as soon as possible. And if you have any other questions, definitely shoot us there. All right, guys, thank you so much, and hopefully y'all enjoy y'all great preview day. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Sudeisha Narawa and I'm the current VP of Expansion for the Multicultural Fleet Council here at UNT. Through these videos, I hope you got to know our council a little bit better, and if you're interested in joining any of these organizations, feel free to visit their websites and their social medias listed in the videos, as well as our Multicultural Fleet Council website at UNT. Thank you.
Hello. Wow, a lot of questions. Okay, so question is, can you mention how recruitment and intake works? Well, for us, recruitment is much different than Panhellenic or IFC. For recruitment, we do have our MGC week, and after MGC week, we have what is called Rush Week, which is a little bit different because for Rush Week for us, for certain organizations, they don't have a Rush Week, they have a recruitment week. So what that means is that they have these events. The events are not mandatory, but they are recommended to go so you can learn about the organization, see if you like them, you would like to join that organization. You learn about the organization, such as their principles, which, you know, they usually tell you at MGC Showcase. For recruitment and intake processes are a little bit different. They're a little bit more secretive depending on the organization, which is pretty cool. And then with recruitment week, you know, you go, you talk to them, you see if you like them, and if you do, you know, you tell them, hey, how do I join? And they'll tell you, because again, our processes are a little bit more secretive. And for what semester do you join the orgs and when recruitment intake events are held? So different orgs have different intake processes. For certain organizations, you have to be a second semester freshman, but other organizations do take first semester freshmen. I know with academically centered organizations, they take second semester freshmen because they want you to already be acclimated to the university before you join. So instead of making the whole org, you know, like about you, instead of not focusing on your academics your first semester, they want you to focus on your academics so your academics are good. Like at the end of the day, we're here to graduate, and that's what these organizations would like to do. When are the events to join hosted? The events to join are usually held the week after MGC week, and MGC week is usually the second week of the school semester. If we are planning to do this fall semester at UNT online due to COVID conditions, can we still join or pledge for a fraternity or sorority? If you're planning to do fall semester at UNT online, you are still able because you're still enrolled at UNT. There are going to be some restrictions depending on the organization as well. I know as of right now, things are looking positive for Greek orgs in terms of recruitment, in terms of intake. But again, just check in with the organization that you want to join and they'll let you know whether they're doing intake this semester or not. Would you have to rush for accounts or can you just join with the meeting requirements? So again, like it depends on the council that you would like to go to. For MGC, most of us don't really host a rush week. We host recruitment events, and those events again are for us to get to know each other. Are there any more questions? Actually, if you join the sisterhood, do you switch dorms? So for that question, oh, well, Grace answered it. Yeah, UNT does require you to live on campus your first year, unless you have extenuating circumstances. Yeah, Grace answered these. I like these. Said, what about if we're transfer students trying to join Greek life? Will we need to move into Greek housing? So MGC does not have houses, and the main reason for that is due to liability. All chapters have different housing requirements, which is true. If you're planning to rush for the Collegiate Panhellenic Council or the Interfraternal Council. Recruitment for us does work differently. Like I said, it depends on your organization. For the organization that I'm in, you're not required to join, not required to go to any events, but they are recommended. Could you be in more than one sorority? No, you can only be in one sorority at UNT. And then, do I get to choose what organization I would like to join, or is it recruitment? So, this is a good question, actually. You choose the organization that you would like to go to. It is a mutual selection, but you go to the organization, you express interest, you go to the events, you know, you get to talk to them, you get to know them. And if you would like to pursue membership, you'll know. You will know. Like I said, like for me, when I joined my organization, I felt like I belonged there. Like I walked in and immediately I was like, whoa, this feels like home. So not everyone will get that feeling. A lot of people always get that feeling maybe like a few days after. I was just lucky enough to feel it the minute I walked into that room. I was like, my word. How do you anticipate COVID affecting activities in the fall? So for that, a lot of organizations are working with their national headquarters. I know a lot of organizations under MGC are awaiting national approval from their organizations. We're also looking at CDC guidelines to see how we can move forward with events that we want to host during the fall semester. And whatever is recommended, we do plan to take the precautionary steps in order for everyone to remain safe, because again, we're here to get our education. We're here to make sure that we're all safe. And we wouldn't want to do anything that would put any of y'all in danger. Is hazing permitted as part of a frat or a sorority? The Multicultural Greek Council does not stand for hazing at all. In fact, all organizations, all the councils are against hazing. Every September, we host an anti-hazing week where we put on programs, we put on different seminars just to make it a point that we do not haze. Because hazing does not enrich your process for anything. In fact, it diminishes it. Are there any more questions? Is spring recruitment different than fall? No, yes, but no. So the way it works is usually with recruitment, every semester it's a different theme, but usually the activities are also changed up. So really spring recruitment is, I mean, it's the spring, it's gonna be warmer. So they're more like warm activities, whereas when you go in the fall recruitment, you know, it gets dark earlier at night. So we try to do things kind of rushed, make sure y'all get home safely. But if I had to say if it's different, not really different. Are there any more questions? Nope. Did y'all want to add anything in? Says, what semester do you join the orgs and when recruitment? What semester do you join the orgs? So, like I said, every organization is different. I know I kind of mentioned about some organizations having recruitment in the spring to intake second semester freshmen, but just join when you feel is right. If you feel like you want to and you need to join in the fall semester, there's no problem with it. Just go with what you feel is right, because again, at the end of the day, these people will be your brothers or sisters and they will be there for life. There is no rush to join an organization that you know you will be committed to for life. Any more questions? If not, then that's all that I have. Would any of my council like to say anything? No? Cool. Well, we'll keep it open. Oh, yes, there are different processes for MGC orgs as well as CPC, IFC. I'm not really familiar with how CPC or IFC work, or NPHC for a matter, but the way that MGC works for processes is, again, it's secretive, but fun. You get to have fun, you get to know the people, you get to actually build bonds with the people that you plan to be brothers or sisters with. What kinds of scholarships can we get as being part of a fraternity? Well, for part of a fraternity, fraternities offer their brothers specific scholarships. I know with my organization, every year there is an academic scholarship that is given that is geared towards sisters, and it's also geared towards the general public. So if you just keep your eye out, you follow the MDC pages or whichever fraternity page that you want to be a part of, they'll tell you there are scholarships that are geared towards your major, There are scholarships that are geared toward academic success or just general scholarships for you to attain money. So again, like, Greek life is meant to enrich your life, and scholarships is a huge part of it. Any more questions? That was a really good one, by the way.
One of the questions says, how do you balance classes, organizations, and other clubs? I think it just depends on the person. For me, I keep a whiteboard, a dry erase whiteboard, where I put all of my classes, my homework, due dates, organizational meetings, and any events that I want to go to. It's all on my calendar. I also put it in my phone calendar, in my planner, to make sure I have it everywhere so I know where everything is. But ultimately, I think it's up to how you time manage your stuff. Different for everybody.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just because, like, I am part of organization, like, and then I work, and then just school, like, it's a hassle. But as long as you really just commit yourself into putting in as much as you want into the organization, it's not gonna come out as a job or like school. It's something that you want to be a part of, and then you meet friends that are like endless. So it's like it makes it all more fun. So it's like it's me time in a way whenever I go to events.
I know for me, what I used to do is I would get a planner and I would like plan to the minute. It was about, because like when I first joined, I didn't anticipate the amount of time that I would like to spend with my sisters. So I was like, oh my God, I'm in this org and this org and this org. And then little by little, you start to manage which orgs that you want to be a part of, which ones that actually you feel like you belong to. Like, for example, I was part of a psych org, a cappella, band, and over time I started weighing which ones benefited me more, and I started slowly cutting orgs out. But it's not to say don't go out and explore. Please go out and explore. It's fun and it's recommended. I balance things out with a planner. Literally, I used to hate planners, but it helps a lot. Like, to just write everything down, plan out when I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna sleep, when I'm gonna do this and that. You will feel great. Is there a possibility we get rejected from an organization, even if you meet the requirements? There is a possibility, but that doesn't mean that they don't want you. Sometimes people meet the quota of amount of people to intake. So if you really, really feel like you want to be a part of that organization, try again. It's okay. Like, there is nothing wrong with trying again. It just means that you actually want that organization. That's such a good thing. Are we required to attend every organization meetings and events? You are not required if the organization says so. If the organization says that it is required for you to do a specific amount of things before you join, then it's do it if that's the org that you want to go with. But once you're a part of that organization, all meetings are mandatory. How often are there meetings, and are we required to attend all events in region? How often are there meetings? So for my organization, I believe every organization under MGC hosts a weekly meeting, and the MGC Council as a whole hosts a weekly meeting. Those meetings for the MGC usually sends a delegate, and then the delegate relays all the information back to the chapter. It is required that one person from each organization attend that MGC meeting in order to get all the information available. And you are not required to attend all the events once you are a part of it. Again, we work with your time schedule. Well, it's up to you to fit it into your time schedule. These are a lot of good questions. Is there a date planned for Rush Week this upcoming fall? For MGC, our MGC week is first, second week of school, and then right after is the Rush/recruitment week. So just keep your eyes out for the second and third week of school. And I believe that's all I have for all the questions we've gotten for now.
I have something like I would just want to add on to, sorry. I kind of would like advise like just to go follow just MGC like on Instagram, and then from there you kind of get to see the other organizations. If you want to join a frat or a sorority, then based on that you kind of can go off into their pages and see what type of vibe you get out of there. See the people that you kind of want to relate to, or just like you really want to get to know. And then after that, just like you can DM them just ahead of time, just saying like introducing yourself says a lot about you and that you really want to get to know them as well. You stand out based on that. And then just staying around, maybe just putting that notification that you want to get their post so that you can just see the next upcoming events that they're going to post. Just so you can, like, if you don't, for instance, if you don't have a car, that's not a problem as well. And like if they're doing events outside of UNT, just because like we're more than willing to just go out of our way to go get you, because as much as you're putting your interest, we're interested in you as well.
Kari, would you like to say anything?
I think that you guys have said it all. A lot of the things that, of course, the biggest thing when talking about if you would like to join an organization, do you have to go to everything? We would, of course, love you to. But the thing is that each organization states, you know, how many things that you do go to if you have to go to something, just like Natalie did say. And so the best thing, though, if something does intrigue your what you want to see, it's always go ahead and great to check it out. And so I can only encourage you for it, definitely for the MGC, because that's what we're talking about right now. For the MGC organizations, I would love you to go ahead and really go to the showcase to see what organization fits you. And that's really all I have to say. Great job, everybody who has presented.